individuals who've been coming in lately with increased stress, anxiety, worry. I would love to get some of your insight into what might be going on. Why do you think that is?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Worry. It's a thing, isn't it? Yeah. So, well, let me ask you a couple of questions, okay? Maybe we can kind of bounce this off of each other. Do you worry a lot?
At times.
Okay.
Of course.
Do you
yes.
overthink?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a hard time relaxing?
Sometimes I do, especially if I've got a lot going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, how about this one? How about when you're getting ready to lay down, go to sleep, and at that moment that you close your eyes, every thought, past, present, and future, just come all flooding in, and they take residence in your head.
Every task that I have not completed, and every one that I need to complete the next day.
Exactly, and they're going to stay there just so you can think about it. So what I always tell people is that you're not alone. You're absolutely not alone. Worrying is a habit, okay? And we use it as sort of a safety net. We have to understand that to stay in worry kind of keeps us in a hole of sorts, right? A deep hole, and that's really hard to get out of. So also, worrying causes a lot of stress, and the stress is the physical component of it. Our bodies will go straight into fight or flight mode, and that is when the point hits where the body's flooded with adrenaline and cortisol. These are hormones in our bodies that give us a boost of energy so that we can accomplish what we need to accomplish.
So can that be a positive thing sometimes?
Yeah, short spurts of stress can be helpful to get things done. It motivates us to get up in the morning. We want to get to the place on time to get things done. Okay, the problem is that the human body is not built to sustain that level of stress for so long. It can lead to anxiety. It can lead to migraines, gastric problems. It can actually move itself into depression as well when we feel so stressed out we don't know what to do. So let's look for a second at what causes these things. Okay. So I'm sure you have an idea, but you know it's important. So without self-care, everything is stressful. Everything is stressful.
Interesting.
Everything.
Tell me more.
Okay. Health, relationships, running late, angry drivers, right? Yeah. Losing things, negative self-talk. We've experienced a lot of that. High expectations. How about work overload? Absolutely. The world is just going so quickly. It's very hard to keep up.
Sure. So all of that makes a lot of sense to me.
Good.
Tell me how to fix it.
I'm so glad you asked because I have found the top 5 ways to stress bust. Number 1, exercise. I know you've heard it before, but I'm telling you, it produces endorphins. It's another hormone in the body. And it acts like a natural painkiller and a mood lifter. So, yes, absolutely. It's amazing how our body heals itself. So I recommend maybe a walk, maybe a swim, maybe take your dog for a walk. If you don't have a dog, take someone else's dog for a walk. It can be any of those things.
So do we need to walk for an hour, 2 hours? What's sufficient?
Yes. No. Probably about 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes of a nice healthy stride is helpful. You really don't need to sort of have 2 hours in the gym with strength training, and get exhausted.
15 minutes is doable.
15 minutes is perfect.
You can do anything for 15 minutes.
I think everybody can do anything for 15 minutes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. The next thing is also sustenance. So a healthy diet. That's number 2. Healthy diet. adding more fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains can really, really help.
Less processed foods.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
If the color doesn't happen in nature, don't eat it. Okay? Reducing caffeine, reducing sugar, all of those things can make us sluggish or very anxious, right? Sugar is highly addictive, so is caffeine. So maybe working on those things to become healthier makes us feel better, and we can focus. One huge one, water, water, water. Drinking as much water as you possibly can during the day keeps us refreshed, hydrated. Very first thing, if you're not hydrated, you're tired. That might be helpful. What happens when we're tired? We get grumpy.
So maybe even a check throughout the day just to make sure that I've had enough water or I've had a snack, a healthy snack.
Yeah.
Just making sure that I'm keeping up with those things throughout the day.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's we're the keepers of our bodies and of our minds. So I think doing that is very responsible, and it's also just going to pay off at the end, truly. But that's a really good idea. Wonderful. Now, number 3, are you getting enough sleep every night?
Which night?
Okay. So our goal is to get enough sleep. Sleep is as important as exercise and doing everything else because it's also a large component of healing. During the day, our muscles are working, our brains are working, and we need time to be able to heal the muscles, heal the brain, rejuvenate, refresh ourselves, get rid of all of the junk from the day that we have up here. We want it between 7 to 9 hours, but what I like to recommend is go ahead and test it for yourself. Take a couple of nights where you don't set the alarm and see when you wake up. What feels normal to you, and that's going to be the best thing for you.
That's good advice.
Yeah,
I like that.
turn off that phone. Turn off that phone. Do not scroll before you go to bed.
My phone?
Absolutely, absolutely. The blue light behind the electronics, it tells our body that it's time to wake up, actually. So it does the opposite. It doesn't help us to calm ourselves down. What I usually will tell people to do is to keep the routine, same time every night if possible. Get up on weekends at the same time.
And like the blue light, that's not just our phones, that's tablets. So especially if like kids are using their tablet to go to sleep at night or watching videos or our TVs.
Our TVs, absolutely. And if you're hearing words and things like that, you're processing this information instead of having calm. Yeah, that's very good for sure. Okay, number 4.
All right.
One of my favorites. Practicing relaxation techniques.
Please tell me how.
Yeah, a lot of people ask that too. How do I do that? What does that mean even? Deep breathing. You know, we tend to pant. We tend to take little short breaths. What we like to do is just take in a full deep breath, hold it at the top, and release it. Especially when we're a little bit stressed, when we're feeling anxiety, it helps us to pull back in and refocus. Meditating, it doesn't mean that we sit on top of a hill, you know, with our legs crossed. No, we want to take time out to sit somewhere and just look out the window and allow our thoughts to come in, stay, and go out. Come in, stay, and go out. Another thing that people like to do, and I might surprise you if I tell you it's not that hard, is yoga. Yoga for beginners. Anything that just stretches the body and gets it moving very, very gently is very helpful. Is that good?
That's good. It doesn't sound like any of those things take up so much time.
Not at all. Not at all.
I can practice deep breathing in just a few minutes, or I can practice some gentle stretching in just a few minutes. It's not things that are going to take hours of my time, and that sounds really helpful too.
Right, and having to invest in some great gear that's going to cost you a lot of money. You can slip off to the bathroom and deep breathe. You can close your door and meditate for a while. You can sit in your car and do the same thing. So those are number 1. And then number 5, connect with others. right? Human connection is so natural, right? We need that. It's not that we want it, we need that. We need to be able to talk to people, talk to family, talk to friends, people who can give us different perspectives, or lend an ear, just to allow us to let it all out, get rid of some of that pent-up anxiety, stress, worry. We can also speak to a professional, and you know about that.
There's some wonderful professionals at Care South Carolina
That's right.
that you can go and call and talk to about things that might be creating stress and anxiety and worry.
That's exactly right, and it's wonderful, and it has helped so many people. It helps everybody that goes. I really feel like everybody should go and talk to a professional at some point in their life. It will help. It helps with processing situations and coming up with maybe some more favorable ideas how to handle them. So in closing, what I would like to do with you before you go back is to share an exercise in mindfulness. So in doing this exercise, you are going to be loving your heart. Okay? We're going to be turning off your fight or flight, and you're going to switch on your parasympathetic, calm and cool nervous system.
Sounds interesting.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and just put your hands over your heart or your chest right in the center. Kind of press in there like a nice little hand hug. Okay. And I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath. And I'm going to ask you to repeat these 3 sentences. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I am safe.
I am safe.
I am loved.
I am loved.
Now with this, I want you to repeat it again and again and again until you can return to a state of calm. What do you think?
I think that was very comforting, very soothing myself,
Yeah, absolutely.
and felt very calming. And it feels like something that I will continue to use
Yeah.
in the future, and I'm excited to use it.
You got this.